We have not seen this since Kawhi Leonard, as the Raptors are loaded with talent this year, of course, and they're getting production in a lot of different areas. It's been an extremely fun team to watch, and even on nights where things aren't going their way, when they're having a tough battle with different calls and everything that's going on, the Raptors are finding their way to win games under the talent of this roster and the coaching of Darko Rajaković. But one thing was made clear in the Raptors' most recent game against the Charlotte Hornets. They have one piece to this team, one thing that makes them different than they have been in any season past since the 2019 season. And that is Brandon Ingram. No, I'm not saying Brandon Ingram is Kawhi Leonard by any stretch of the imagination. He got some nice blocks last night. We are going to gas this man up to the next level in this video. I'm not saying he's Kawhi Leonard. But the Raptors have been waiting, have been desperate for someone to be able to come on their team and just be reliably get you buckets, get you easy shots, get you easy possessions when you need it. You give him the ball down the stretch. Like, we've had some amazing talents on this roster. Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet was an all-star season. Scottie Barnes has, of course, been great his first few seasons with the Toronto Raptors. There have been some great players on this Raptors team since that post-2019, post-championship era. Not to take anything away from those guys, but what Brandon Ingram is providing to this group, what he's providing to this team, is exactly what we've been missing, especially during clutch time in games. Because in last night's performance, he had 37 minutes and 27 points, 9 of 21 shooting, 3 of 6 from the three-point line, which is huge because he's been struggling with his three-point shot. And yes, there's 5 turnovers in this game, but 2 steals, 3 blocks, a two-way performance for Brandon Ingram. But really what I am just gassed up, what I am hyped up about, what has me so over the moon about this performance is, sure, he's not the, top 10 player out there in the NBA or anything like that. Scottie Barnes is a more likelihood of being the overall more talented player than Brandon Ingram. But BI can be that reliable, just bucket getter. On his best days, the Chris Middleton to Giannis Antetokounmpo when they made the championship run. I think Brandon Ingram, of course, has higher upside, but the way he can create, the way he can just hit tough shots in the mid-range. Last night against the three-point shots, he can get to the rim. He's longer, he's stronger this season, and defensively he's providing some stuff, but offensively he has just been very, very impactful. And even on nights where he's not, putting in 27 points and doing all these stats that we're seeing, the players have talked about the gravity that Brandon Ingram has this team. And while Pascal Siakam was a great offensive player, Fred VanVleet, before he hurt his leg, was an impactful, gravity guy. No one since Kawhi Leonard has really been able to provide this facet of offensive firepower to the squad, this style, this thing that's needed when things are going slow, things are coming to a grind, and in a game against the Hornets where you had to outmaneuver them. The refs were getting messy, and I'm not blaming refs or anything like that, but there's a couple games now where things have been a bit ugly on that end of the court. You needed Brandon Ingram to have this level of performance, and I said it going into that game against the Hornets. It felt like a trap game. It felt like one of those games where we looked at it's like, okay, this might be a tougher one for the Toronto Raptors to pull out. BI exploded and did exactly what we needed for this group. So shout out to Brandon Ingram, man. He got a little bit of hate from the water ball thing, and I also thought that was not a good look, but he apologized for it immediately. He's got that criticism taken away with performances like this. So great stuff from Brandon Ingram. But he was not the only guy that played well, that had a dominant performance, that had a positive performance out there in this game, because Scottie Barnes in this one, 8 of 16 shooting, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, just overall again, and more clutch blocks. I also want to mention Brandon Ingram had a ridiculous dunk in this game as well. It has to be mentioned, but the shot blocking the Toronto Raptors are putting on, during the clutch of this game was very, very exciting. So, Scottie BI, people are talking about the best duo in the NBA, and honestly, I don't hate the discourse, man. I'm not saying they're there yet, but I don't hate the discourse. I don't think it's that out of pocket to think that the Toronto Raptors, a team that right now, if we take a look at the standings, if we take a look at how things are shaking up out there in the Eastern Conference, we are the 3 seed out there in the East. 3 games back of the number 1 overall Detroit Pistons, a half game back of the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Raptors have been winning games. They've been beating teams handily, and they have a really nice schedule coming up. Right now, the Raptors in their past 9 games have won 8 of their last 9. You face the Sixers tomorrow night, which will be a huge game because they got the best of us, in early November. So you want to beat them. Then you face the Wizards, you face the Nets, you face the Cavs, who've already beat, and then the Pacers and the Hornets, who've already beat. Like, you have an opportunity now to make up some serious ground. Whether you catch the Pistons or not, that is what it is. But you have some ground to separate yourselves from the Atlanta Hawks of the world, the Sixers of the world, the Knicks, who are without OG Anunoby now, Jalen Brunson, all these different guys, and stay out of that play-in tournament. We want to be a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference, so we need to get wins, especially while we have a healthy Jakob. So that's a good thing to see. But the Raptors, in this one, they were more efficient from the field. They knocked down the three-point shots, which is good to see, and weren't dominate out there in the rebounding battle. And turnovers were solid. This is just a good all-around game for this team. It was a bit of a grinded out, but everyone did exactly what they needed to do. Right? RJ Barrett, 7-16 shooting, 1 of 4 from the three-point line. You want to see that shot going a little bit more. You want to see him be a bit more efficient, but still, you take 16 points from your starting shooting guard any given night. Jakob, 13 points, 6 of 7 shooting, 9 rebounds. I wouldn't mind the Raptors giving a little bit of running a little bit more offense in the mid post for Jakob, even if he's not shooting more, but he definitely can deserve the basketball in those areas. IQ also 6 of 11, didn't force anything. I mean, Brandon Ingram was the offense in this game, and it made sense to give him the ball. And IQ also had 10 rebounds, so give him some credit out there on that front. And then no one exploded off the bench. I mean, Gradey Dick was fairly solid in this one. 19 minutes, had 10 points. Doing the most with his minutes. Gradey Dick has been outperforming Jakob Poeltl on that side, and he's getting more minutes now. Jamal Shed, had 20 minutes in this game, only 2 points. You might look at it and be like, oh, he's a -7 too. I still love what I see from Jamal Shed. He's facilitating. He's getting stuff going out there. So good stuff from Jamal Shed. CMB, 4 points in 15 minutes, and Sandro Mamukelashvili, 7 points, 4 rebounds, and just out here letting it rock, letting it fly. So that is exactly the type of game that we want from this Toronto Raptors group when you have to grind it out, when it's a bit of a trap game, so to speak, with everything that you have going. And finally, I want to give a ton of credit to this man, because the refs were swinging the momentum in different areas. There were definitely some shots that weren't going down for some different guys out there on this team, and that is what it is. Darko Rajaković just continues to draw plays, continues to put people in a position where they are going to be able to get out of their slump, where they are going to be able to execute, where they are going to be able to take any opportunity. And, the Raptors, it was made fun of a ton, the fake comebacks and stuff like that. Well, those fake comebacks are now turning into pizza parties, folks. They are turning into pizza parties for Darko Rajaković for this team, right? Another one on this little streak that the Raptors are on right now. It is just a pleasure to watch this squad. And I just want to signal my appreciation for, the past year, right? The past year, we've been watching this team actively tank, actively lose games, have a young group, trying to develop pieces. And now we are starting to see the fruits of our tanking, the fruits of all of the just dismay that Raptors fans have gone through. And the joy for basketball is back. Again, I'm always liking Raptors games. They could be horrible. I'll still be watching. I'll still be supporting and stuff. But making these daily videos. But now I get excited to watch these games, man. Like this Sixers game that's coming up, it's going to be one of the biggest of the season. To continue this momentum, to continue to create space out there in the Eastern Conference, right? Especially with a team like Philly, who is close to you in the standings right now. I mean, we look at it, right? You face off against this team, right? They're 6th in the Eastern Conference, 8-5. The Raptors are 9-5. If we go 10-5, they're 8-6. Then you create some extra separation. You need these types of wins. We actually have big games throughout the year this season that actually matter. So I don't know. I'm very pumped. You guys are the best support in this channel. We are very, very close to 40,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the daily content. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.